Hello, and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationship. I know. It's Common Sense for Relationship with Anietie Bature and sometimes Kingsley. But today, I'm doing a hostile takeover. Do you understand? So I'm taking over the show and I am hogging it. Do you understand? So because today it's a bit different. Anietie is going to come on the show, but she's not coming in as the host. She's coming in as the guest. So as the host, they say for church, now you hold microphone, you feel do anything. You can just be giving people all kinds of punishment. All right, everybody all over the place, just raise your hands in the air. You just tell them, raise your hands up, close your eyes. In fact, sometimes if the spirit catch you, can even tell them to kneel down because now you hold mic. So now me hold mic today. So I can run my mouth anyhow. So let's go. So you're welcome to the show. All our fans and everyone that listens to us that are joining, I know that Queen Debbie, you are here already. I can see you. I can see you. And you guys watching us from all over the world, from UAE, from South Africa, from Canada, from UK, from US. You know, we have some Indian fans, people that watch us from India. Nehi. Okay, sorry, I don't know whether that's the correct one, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. So why are you laughing? I've not brought you up on the show yet, so you can't laugh. I'm still the one in charge. Yes. So you guys, please be sure that you are hearing us. Our sound is clear, and we are ready to dive in. So today, with me on the show. So if you know that if you are hearing us and our sound is clear, please, you know my usual thing now. Give us whether you're watching on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, just give us a 111 or thumbs up just to let us know that you can hear us loud and clear. So just give us those. Yes. Thank you. We've gotten it. Thank you. So today, I would like to bring on my guest. I want to do a proper introduction for my guest. My guest is the multi-talented, songwriting. She's also a therapist, counselor. She is also an engineer with decades of experience. She's an author of 2 books. She's not playing. Yes, she is also an artist, a music artist with over 20 songs. My goodness. Do you know who I'm talking about? And she's a mother of 3 children. 3 children. In her tender age. In fact, let me put it this way. Her children have teenagers inside. So she's not a child. Excuse me. I have to take a break for the introduction to settle. Do you understand? And she is my guest on the show. She is also a relationship coach with many years of experience. Please help me welcome Anietie. In fact, in her latest, she just released a music video titled Inflation, and this is her introduction. It's Anietie Bature. So come on, help me welcome Anietie Bature. How are you feeling my hype now? How are you feeling my hype?
I'm the guest. Your hype is fantastic. Since you said I should not laugh yet.
Yes.
I had to be reminding myself.
Yes, now because I'm the host. When I'm with microphone, I will just be punishing everybody. I'll decide the punishment for everybody. They should just be very careful where they invite me to, because the day I can go there someday and then I'll tell the GO that the spirit lead me to tell him to kneel down. But don't worry, GA, please invite me. I'm a very good MC. I don't used to punish the people that invite me. You understand? Yes. So back to you. Anietie,
yes.
You're welcome
Thank
to
you.
this episode of Common Sense for Relationship with Kingsley.
Yes.
And Anietie Bature. So good to have you.
Thank
By
you.
the way, you are looking regal. I'm telling you, they are looking takeaway.
Thank you.
Ha!
I'm looking Petra Kenke.
You see, the lesson is that you have to learn how to celebrate yourself. So that no matter what others do, you are already a celebrity before you get celebrated. So the celebration will never cease in your nation. Okay, we have a show to do.
Okay.
All right,
yes.
back to you.
Yes.
You just released your latest music video. You just seem to keep reeling these things off because you are multi-talented, you're grace, you're gifted. So just tell us, we are going into the show. The show today is inflation and relationships, but you have a single that is called Inflation.
Yes.
And it is very lovely. We will get to listen to that. We will listen to that. But tell us, Inflation, what inspired it?
So the reality of our society, the reality of our nation, what's happening is what inspired it. You know, it was one of those days I got to the office early in the morning and I was just thinking, you know how you get in really early before others have arrived, and then you're just thinking. Honestly, that day I think I just got a bit overwhelmed by what was happening with Nigeria, and I didn't know how to pray. You know, I didn't know what to say. You know, so in the process of just trying to express myself to God, like, you know, or just express what was inside me, I now started singing. And of course it wasn't like this. It was very melancholic. It was very, you know, soulful and all of that. So I wrote that version, and you know how these things are now. By the time you now go and meet Oga at the top and say, hey, I wrote a song, this is what it sounds like. And he now start asking you question 1, question 2, question 5, question 6. Some adjustments happened, and then we now have this version of the song. Yes, so inspiration is just the plight of people, because really what the thoughts were was, what's going on with the mothers? What are the fathers experiencing? People who have to take care of not just themselves but others. What's happening when your salary hasn't increased but you have to pay school fees that has maybe doubled in price? You know, as you're recovering from that one, it's time to pay rent. Landlord has hiked his price as well. You know, and then you have to deal with food stuff every day. Just basic things like, in fact, you know, that first line says, even water don't cost. Do you understand?
Even water don't cost.
Because pure water, the price gone up. The one you buy in Seaway, whatever, the price. But as in, if just water, we've not added spice, you didn't even sprinkle salt or curry or anything, the price was also going up. So if water is so expensive, then at that point it feels like, hey, is there any hope? You know? So yes, so the inspiration was really the plight of the average Nigerian. And you know, the interesting thing is that inflation is not just happening in Nigeria alone. You have it in so many other countries, expressing itself in different ways. But everywhere you go, people will be telling you about, oh, this price has gone up, the price of diesel has gone up, the price of gas has gone up, the price of this has gone up. You know, everywhere. So it's not just a Nigerian thing. It's not just a Nigerian experience. It's something that is being felt across the globe. Yeah. So, that was the inspiration.
So for me, I even though I was part of the process in, you know, as chief critic,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Very
I know you
terrible.
usually don't enjoy that part, but I mean, what can I say? Is everybody have the gift that they gave them? If your gift is to know how to spot comma, use it and improve people's what's it called, punctuation. People's yeah. So being a critic is not always bad. It has it adds value.
Benefits,
Now,
yes.
so being a part of the process and seeing it to where it is now. You know, originally people know you as a gospel artist. You used to sing at crusades. You used to sing on the stages. You sang with numerous you know, notable artists, the Tim Godfreys of this world, and all of that. You know, but this song, we can't really sing it in church. You know, this particular song, we can't really sing it in church. So, producer, please, I would like you to help me so that they can see her face and her expression. It's not only me they be looking at. I know I'm fine. Do you understand? but let's see her now. So they can't. The essence is the essence is yes. The essence is this, that we need to know. We have known you as a gospel artist, but now this song is here, and we can't really sing it in church. So who is this song for? Because
Oh my goodness.
if just imagine we are doing praise and worship, even water don't cause. Be like say hope is lost. I don't know how to do how you enter spirit, but
Okay, so inflation is for everybody, right? You may not sing it in church.
but even in church it will still be touching you.
Yes, because you can't quite call it praise and worship. You know, and you have to be a very interesting church to use inflation as a special song.
But I know we both know that there's one church where we can use it.
With some very youthful flavor.
Youthful flavor, yes.
You know, but really, inflation is what I call a social song. Right? It's what affects us. It's something that affects us, our survival, right? And it's the same kind of song that this other song was. If you know the Japa, better get your PVC. It's a social song. What are we facing in our society? What are we facing in our environment? What are we facing in our state, in our country? And if you want to do something about it, and if you want to have your voice heard on the matter, how are you going to do that? And for me, one of the ways of expressing myself is music. So when it was time to do elections and stuff, yes, the song for that time was Japa. But now with what is happening, the song for this time is inflation. So yes, gospel artists, in fact, at a point, we coined a word, gospirational, which was a combination of gospel and inspirational, right? But the fact is, look, if you look at it, inflation is still gospel because it's good news, right? Because we're telling people that in spite of what's going on, you can still thrive. You can still rise above the struggles, above the terrible state of our society. You can thrive. You can flourish, right? It doesn't have to be that because things are terrible, then your life is going to be terrible. No. It can be that in spite of what is going on, you are able to rise above. You are able to find a way. You are able to strategize, right? And find a way to... It's more like, I like the way you put it the other time, that it's like Noah's Ark. When the flood comes in, rather than you to drown in the flood, right, or in the flood waters, you rise in the ark, right? So
basically, it's a song that anybody can sing.
Yes.
They can sing it in barbing saloon.
Yes.
They can sing it at the gym. They can sing it in beer parlor.
They
can
sing
it
in primary school.
They can use it for marching in primary school. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because it's a song that
you can groove to it.
You can groove to while you're in your car. We actually had someone. Bring in the send a comment. He said that they've listened to the song on replay. So let's get people to hear, those that have not heard the song. Let's get people to hear the song and just a snippet of the song. The link is posted in the comment below. Wherever you're watching this, you see the link to the full song, but then you can just go to the song and then we can get a snippet of it, right? So while the producer is bringing in the song, we can catch up on one or two.
And the interesting thing is, you know, after this, and I think it's really something that people really need to know. We talk about thriving. So how will we thrive? And these are some of the things that, we really need
Before you tell us, they have the song. So let them play the snippet.
Yay.
Thank you. As in, when you just hear it, you want to groove.
Yes,
you want to groove, and it had stunning visuals. stunning
Yes, yes, yes,
visuals.
yes. Broken Walls Media did a fantastic job. Yes.
I noticed a lot of colors too. There's a lot of colors in the video, and so it's just very creativity. Shout out to Broken Walls Media. Broken Walls Media have their studios in Lekki, Lagos, and it's an entire creative hub for music, movie production, location settings, office space, your photography sessions. I mean, it's a complete creative media hub. So if you're looking for a place to visit, this song was powered by Broken Walls Media, and they're in Lekki, and you can get to this studio. I'm sure they would, because they power us, I'm sure their advert will come up sometime in the show. So let's dive into the business of the day.
Okay.
The business of the day: inflation and relationships. From your music to your speaking, because you speak on different platforms: singles, youth platform, relationship, women. You speak on different platforms, churches, and all the places you speak. How have you, and those that counsel with you also, I must add, how have you experienced the impact of inflation on relationships? What's going on in that space?
It's really interesting, and you can look at it from the side of the singles and then the side of the married couples.
In fact, I can say, let's be taking it one by one. On the singles, you can look. I think the thing is touching guys differently, and then touching ladies differently too. So you can look at it from that level. Please go on.
So you see, down to the kind of choices ladies are making. Once upon a time, the focus wasn't exactly how much money the guy had. More emphasis was on values. What kind of family does he come from? Are they respectable in the community and so on? But right now, it's like, I don't know if to even say it's an unwritten rule, but it seems almost every lady, number one is the guy has to have money, And sometimes even ladies who have money themselves still want a guy who has money, so that they are not depending on her, or they don't drain her, or she doesn't feel like she's saddled with that whole financial responsibility and so on. So that's there. So when you ask, money is like way up on that list, really high up on that list. So what is going on when a lady finds a guy who may not necessarily be all that, right? But then he has money. In fact, there was an interesting post I saw where they were asking certain ladies, would you marry a Yahoo boy, or would you marry... In fact, a lot of them said yes, because the guy has money. So they didn't care about values. They didn't care about if what he was doing to earn money was hurting other people, or maybe even making other people kill themselves or something. As far as they were concerned, he had money. So the type of people that ladies are choosing as husband or as life partner, right, is affected by inflation, right? Number one. Then you now look at guys. Some guys are so affected that they will not even go and ask a lady out, because they're thinking, if I ask her out, where am I going to take her to for a date, right? What am I going to give her on her birthday? And in fact, guys complain that some ladies, from the moment you say hello and they sense that you're interested in them, they start telling you how much their house rent is, how much the wig that they need to buy is, a friend's wedding is coming up, they need to pay for Ashwebi, and so on and so forth. And so it's like from the word go, a lot of ladies are putting the financial demands, in front. So they're weighing, it's like weighing guys on a balance. Tell me now whether you can handle me, right? And handling is more of, can you meet my financial needs? And if you're game, then yes. So you see how this whole thing is affecting relationships, because if that is happening, then a number of guys who should be settling down and a number of ladies who should be settling down may be deterred just because they have not yet found the person that is wealthy enough. The lady will be saying, I've not found a guy, and you're asking, how about all these people that have been coming? If you dig deep, you may find it's just that the people that have been coming are not boxed up enough. They don't yet have their car, they don't yet have their house, and so on. And it's just, it's a little concerning, right? And you see on the side of the guys who you would say, hey, you have a decent job, at least you can take care of yourself and one other person. You can start life with someone, and they're feeling like, no, I can't handle it. I can't pay for dates, I can't pay to take her out, I can't meet her needs, I can't even start talking about bride price and all the demands if we get to the point of talking about marriage, and so they never go. So those are some of the challenges.
Somebody sent me a private message, right? So in response to this conversation, and he said, let me read it out. He said, we can no longer afford KFC and Chicken Republic. Transport is too expensive, and whatever you do, never pass a shopping mall with her. So these are the guidelines. So he's giving the guidelines to guys for how to date during inflation. That's how it is touching them, because KFC is expensive, Chicken Republic is expensive, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So I said, okay, so please, if you will not take her by a mall, there are malls everywhere now. Where will you guys go? He says, just close her eyes, or else you will go and see your landlord's house to please those set of other gender.
Interesting. Yeah, and somebody will say, has it always been like this? This is not the first time we're experiencing inflation in our country. This is not the first time that we are experiencing inflation in our lifetime, right? How did people do it before? How did young people in time past handle relationships? And those are some of the things that young people of today need to find out. It's not just to say, oh, this is what it is in our day and age, and the way things are now. You have to be able to ask your parents, what did you people used to do? Have you ever heard of flower hedge whispers?
Huh?
Oh my goodness. Flower hedge whispers. Somebody's on this side of the flower fence, the other person is on the other side. People are doing this. It was all part of getting to know people. As simple as that. And there's no supermarket, there's nobody selling anything across that flower fence.
Flower hedge whispers.
But now I guess people don't even use flowers as fence anymore. So taking walks. Back in the day, you just get to the person's house, let's take a walk.
But now, if you take a walk, you must buy something.
Well, that's because you put the burden on yourself. So
what you're saying, if I'm hearing you clearly, is the fact that this is not the first time that there's been inflation in the world. And this may not be the last. This is not the, of course, if students of history speak about the Great Depression, right? The Great Depression. Yeah, so, but in those times, in the Great Depression, people were still loving and marrying, which seems to say that the argument that because things are tough, love should take a pause, does not hold water. Does it mean then that love has a higher bearing than price can pay?
It's just, the thing really is about you deciding for yourself what you want and weighing your options and deciding what your strategy is going to be. I'll give a simple example. Once upon a time, we wanted to buy a car, and they told us, and this is way back, and they told us, people were saying, oh, go for this brand, go for that brand, and so on. And we looked at those brands. We couldn't afford those brands, So what did we say? We said, okay, what do we really need? What we need is a car that can take us from point A to point B, right?
We could afford the second hand of those brands.
Of those brands, yes. But we wanted a stress-free life. We wanted to be able to go for 3, 4, 5 years without the stress of mechanics and stuff like that. And so what did we do? We went and found a brand
that is not known.
That was not known. And people were wondering, what are you buying? Not even, as in, what are you buying? Do you understand? Yes.
Which car you buying.
But we bought it and it served the purpose. So it's the same thing. What are you trying to achieve? I want to get married. I want to settle down. Okay. With the reality on ground, how are you going to achieve it? Are you going to sit down and say, oh, I must have this much in my account before I approach any lady? You know? Or are you going to say the guy must have this much money? And then you look around, all the guys that are in your circle don't have that much money. That means you're not going to get married anytime soon.
And by the time you are ready to get married to the guys in your circle,
They
the guys,
may have married other people.
and the people that want to marry you are already married.
Then you now start hearing people saying, nobody's coming, nobody's coming. Next thing you start hearing, oh, well, I just have to manage this one. Meanwhile, there were good guys that came your way who were on their journey to that place you desire.
And then they'll be calling us pastors to say, let's hold vigils, long vigils.
But you turned them down because you thought they did not have enough money, or it's an unfair expectation. You look at yourself. How much money do you have, right? What I say is make it a fair deal. If you have, the reasonable thing to do is be open to people who are at least at your level. That's the reasonable, that's in at the minimum, right? It's outrageous for you to be a broke person and you're insisting that the person that is approaching you must be affluent. Do you understand?
Stop. You see, it is outrageous for you to be a broke person and be expecting that the person that should come for you must be affluent. This goes both ways, but I know that there's a particular gender that this thing affects.
It's okay to
because most ladies okay, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, you're in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's be real. Let's not do gender superiority or gender inferiority. Most ladies are looking for men that are richer than them. True or false? If it's true, write it in the chat. If it's false, write it in the chat. But I think so, because you will see a broke sister that is saying, this broke brother is not my spec. The person that has to take me out. You hear things like, I cannot be trekking as a single and then be married and we are still trekking together. So even that take a walk they are talking about, for them they say, how can I be? I'm trekking as a single. I want to be taking a ride.
Interestingly, now guys are looking for a partner who is also financially capable. Because they're saying, I can't pay school fees by myself, rent by myself, buy the car by myself, feed the family by myself, everything by myself. My wife has to be able to bring something to the table. So now they say, what are you bringing to the table?
What are you bringing to the table?
When they ask that question, if you check, a lot of times they're asking, how much money? How much money can you contribute to this our planned relationship that may lead to marriage? And then after we're married, some people come and tell you 50-50. Before we didn't used to discuss these things back in the day. Somebody come and tell you, I bring 50, you bring 50. What was that? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because really, nobody, let me not say nobody, the priority was not finance.
Financial. It wasn't transactional.
Yes. So it was like, hey, I love you, you love me, we want to do life together, okay.
How can we make it work?
Yes, how can we make it work? For young people now, you have to think, how can we make it work? And that requires that you communicate. We're still talking about singles. You communicate very well, very clearly, right? So, and it looks like you want to say something.
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
What I want to say is, I just noticed that one of our long-time guests from the UAE just popped up on the chat, Victor Silva, and he said it is through raised to power 2. And I'm saying because whenever Victor is online, he hypes in a lot. Victor, if you are not at work, what time is it in UAE now? Plus 3 hours. Okay, good. Victor, if you are not at work, we may like you to join how inflation is affecting the married. That's when you start talking about the married. How inflation is affecting the married, even in places even in the UAE that is not in Nigeria. So please, guys, the call-in link will be provided in the next 3 minutes. Our producer, please provide the call-in link to the group so that people can join in. And Mr. Victor Silva, would love you to join in the conversation to see how inflation is affecting married people wherever in the place where they are. Victor, we celebrate grace. But there's a lot of conversation going on in the chat. So maybe finish your point and then we can take it and then we can bring the conversation to the married and how they are adjusting or adapting.
Yes. So I was talking about communication. I was saying communication is really important in this day and age, right? In a situation where you have inflation, where you have limited resources, but you still have a goal. And that's another thing. You have to be goal oriented. You have to be purpose driven. What do I want to do with my life? If you are a young person that is goal oriented, purpose driven, you would have said, okay, I want to do this and then do that. And then around this time, I want to do this. So graduate from school, have my degree, start work, and then maybe after some time build a business. Oh, and then somewhere in between there, I want to get married and so on. You have that laid out. Now with your reality on ground, how are you going to achieve it? And this is where communication really comes in. So if somebody's coming into your life, you have to be confident enough to tell the person, look, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm trying to achieve, and for that reason, this is how we will live, or this is how this relationship will work, because that is what I believe will help us get there. The person can bring their own ideas if they agree with you on how you guys can do a relationship together to the point where you achieve your goal of getting married, settling down and stuff like that. Because if you are saying, oh, but she wants me to take her out and she wants me to take her to an expensive restaurant, and the money that you were saving up, that would have been a good enough sum for you to do a reasonable investment, for your money is not working for you while you're still working to earn more money, all of a sudden you spent it on a plate of food. It doesn't make any sense. So if it is that you were left a bountiful inheritance and money is not an issue, then by all means you can live anyhow you want to live, right? Even though one day, if you're not careful, that too will run out. But really, if you want to achieve your objective and you have your plan, your strategy for how you do it, then you really have to keep that in mind, and you have to communicate it with the stakeholders in your life. So that babe, that guy that comes into your life, they need to be aware. And if they are not on board with you, then you let them go, because there's no point you staying in a relationship and someone calls you stingy when you are trying to plan your resources for delayed gratification. Somebody's delayed gratification may be considered by another person as stingy. So you really have to communicate. I'll stop there for now, so we can.
All right, so let's take a few comments, because the comment section has been buzzing. Our comment section has been buzzing. Just to note, Victor says, sadly, I'm outside in a place I can't get on. Wish I was at home. Okay. Would have joined live. Oh, Victor, that's fine. We celebrate you. Shukran. Yeah, thank you. So let me just run through some of the comments from the comment section. Let me start from here. Oli Banks says, this is the kind of song we need in this world of harsh economy. True. He said it's a motivational song for growth, of hope of life, and for continuity. Darabeni said that's just the main reason why most guys will tell you they are not interested in marriage. Omoran said the thing they laugh you back. He said even the take a seat must require buying. We say take a walk, but even take a seat must require buying. All right, so they put in the links. Those are the links for the song Inflation. You can see the full song gather on it's on our website, anietie.com. You go to our website and you see the full song. Darabeni says it's World Sit at Home Day. See, Victor agrees with me. He said true race to power 2. DMH, he says she should just sit at home. Sit at home. Omorente say sit at home at Darabeni World. Everybody agrees with the sit at home something. But the problem with sit at home now, by the time you sit at home, it goes from sit at home to Netflix and chills to innuendos.
That's if you can afford Netflix or
no, Netflix and chills does not mean it is Netflix people are watching. Okay. It means that you are watching something and chills, and chills is cold, and when cold catch you, things can happen. So it's like there's a problem everywhere. So you have to know how to arrange yourself. Darabeni said, true, most ladies don't work and they expect another person's son to be rich at their age.
It's true now. It's true, because really, if you just look at it, I came out of school at so time. I've been working for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. How much have you amassed as per wealth in your 5 years of work? Or you started a business and you've done it for a year or two. how much have you accrued, you know? Then you now expect another person, and just because he's a guy, you now expect that miraculously he should have found a way to become a millionaire.
After all, his mates are millionaires. That's the thing now.
And that's why some people say they prefer to marry Yahoo boy, because he found a shortcut.
He found the shortcut.
Even though there's no integrity in
Victor
that
says,
shortcut.
but this table question, people who don't even have table are asking, what do you bring
Exactly.
to the table? What do you bring to the table? Hey, McFred. Hey, McFred, don't bring question. You know?
Yeah, what do you say now?
McFred's question. My first question usually needs research to answer it first. To research to understand the question, then you now do thesis to answer it. McFred says, what do you think can serve as a balance for relationships in these times of inflation? Okay, I'm sure you would get to that.
Yes.
They say, Brooke raised to power 3. Darabeni says, thank you, Mr. Victor. They have no tables and they're asking what will be brought to the unseen tables. Only bands. How now? It says, cut your coat
according to your size. Word. That's so important.
Find your fellow, or find your peer. I guess that someone and build together. Don't go for what is bigger than you. That one goes both ways.
Some solid words
here.
Only
bands. It goes both ways. Don't go for what is bigger than you. Some guys will say, that lady is too proud. The lady is too proud, but she's not your size.
She's not proud. You know,
she's not your
proud.
Level.
It's just that you can't handle her. So go and look for somebody. It's just the same way we say somebody's planning. Another person will be calling it
stinginess.
So it's perspective, like you always say.
The Rabbi says, and I can boldly say this, that if a lady is working for her money, yes, she won't allow her man waste money on unnecessary stuff. Exactly. But you see the ones that have no ambition, they will drain you. Please, Dara Benny's wife material, please, some people should find out whether she's available. Do you understand? Because that's wife material right there.
Yeah. Because if somebody wants to build with you, they will not be trying to drain you.
Yes, they won't be trying to drain you. Omoronze said they are making use of the power of attraction, bringing forth the unseen table through imagination. I think some people need to be sitting on this show because the analysis is wow. Victor says, kudos on the new song, Anietie, song for the season.
Yeah, thanks, Victor.
Thank you. According to your pocket, your size may be bigger than your pocket. How will you do at all events? If your size is bigger than your pocket, almost so skin tight, slim fit. There are different type of, so if the size is bigger than the pocket, change the style. And so you can maintain the size, you can use the same material, but just change the style so that you go adjust. But that's all we can take. I hear that we need to, I see we have someone backstage.
Okay.
Henry is backstage. By the way, it was his comments that I read out when he says, carry the lady and pass, don't pass a mall when you are going. Henry, please, if you can hear us, please, let's get your comments. Let's get your comment. After Henry talks, we'll take a brief commercial and then we'll begin to tie it up. Henry, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Okay, it sounds like you're not very clear. Can you? Okay, so go ahead.
Good evening, shout out to Bonnie for the new edition of our international. I think one of the things that we need to look for what are the priorities. When you see a lady that is without that in this kind of economy, when you see a lady that just eats from it, you know that this person just needs to come. And when you know the ones that truly, you know what, let's make up something out of it. They will not be using, it's just the ones that don't that will be using money and education and whatever. And you now will not put people for it.
Henry, sorry, if you can hear us. If you can hear us, they said it sounds like your mic is in another room. Can you do anything about it and let's call you back?
Yeah, so you need to come closer to your mic or something.
Yeah, they said you're sounding like your mic is very far away. Okay, so if you've done that, please just send us a private chat. There's a comment by Broken Walls. Oh, they are with us. They said, but let's be real here. What of a situation whereby the man has no ambition or dreams, or you guys' dreams ambition does not align together? I think
It's very simple now.
You
Find your
mentioned
way,
it.
let
You mentioned
everybody go
it.
their way, their
There's something about this generation. It always it feels as if well, let me not say this generation. Let me just say in relationship, it's not a do or die affair.
Yeah.
There's always the place where both of you can say, this is not working. Let's go our separate ways. And if that happens, then you need to be able to go your separate ways. The problem is that sometimes people don't have real enough conversations to know what is actually wrong and why we are not working.
Or sometimes they feel, at least I'm in a relationship, let me just hold on to this one.
To this one, yeah.
Because
Yes.
really, if you think about it, having different ideologies or your priorities not aligning, it's like one person saying, I want to go to Cross River State.
And that person
And
say,
the other person says, I want to go to Lagos.
Lagos.
Do you understand? As in,
those ones even near Medugri.
okay, you want
and
to go
Cross
to
River State.
Then you now, you that you are going to Medugri, you now say, okay, at least your car is moving, so I can join you for my trip to Medugri, even though you are going to Cross River State. It doesn't make any sense now. It doesn't make any sense. At some point, somebody will start saying, this is not what I bargained for. It's Medugri I wanted to go to, and you took me to Cross River. You know, or you've taken me away from my destiny, and stuff like that. Since you came into my life, things started falling apart because you were supposed to be heading in the other direction, but you chose to hitch a ride with somebody who is going in this other direction.
Right.
So it's simple. Your values, your ambitions are not aligned. What are you doing together?
So it's okay to say goodbye.
Yes.
It's okay to say goodbye. In this time of inflation, what my wife and I have done is prioritize needs against wants, right? Prioritize needs against wants. Even created weekly food timetable to ensure stay on meal times and help with budget of what is needed.
Yes, now.
So in fact, this conversation, this comment by Victor will take us into the married, because we've dwelt on the singles.
Yeah.
We'll deal with the married before we tie it up. But before then, we'll just take a short break. Our producer, it's okay to put to take a short break, and we'll catch up.
That's so beautiful. That's just so beautiful and so colorful.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Broken Walls Media.
And the sound is tight.
The sound is tight. The sound is tight.
Crisp.
Crisp. Okay. Okay. So, Henry, we're going to try to bring Henry on one more time and see if we can get him. Henry, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Henry? No.
Okay, all right.
All right. So,
You said we're going to start with
couples. There was a comment that
That's
Dara
right,
Benny made there that pays credence to what you just said. If a
Okay.
man's ambition is not aligning, it's best they just end it. A broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. Before you people will remove each other's teeth. Before you remove each other's teeth. Good. So, Victor's comment, couples.
Yeah,
What do
adjustments,
couples, because right now, so we've spoken about the singles, how they need to adapt,
Yeah.
right? How the thing is affecting them, what they need to do.
Yeah.
So couples, what do they need to adjust? Because you are in the marriage and this thing is hitting you, right? What do they need to do? Speak about their quality of life. Does their quality of life need to come down, or is there a way they can do stuff like Victor says, they prioritize. By the time you prioritize, your quality of life may not come down, but the things that you want to do or you have to do will be done at different times. So
Yeah.
speak to it.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is the solutions that apply to couples. I think these solutions are universal, right? They will also apply to singles. Or it's really important. Okay, so for instance, one of the things that you can do is to strategize to either increase your earnings or reduce your expenses. Because really, if you're not earning any more and things have gotten expensive, then you now have to look for how to spend less.
If you're not earning more,
yes,
and things have gotten expensive, you have to look for how to spend less.
So you have to now screen, what do you typically do? And it starts with stock taking, because sometimes people don't know where the money went. So
where did my money go?
Yes, you may have to do some, actually meticulously writing down what did you spend money on, so that you can know where your money is going. And then you can now sit down and see which of these things do we not need. So you have to start taking out things that you do not need from your list of things that you buy, so that you can focus on meeting the needs. Okay, when you meet the needs and you have some leftover, then yes, you can start talking about the wants, right? Really important. And if you feel, hey, I've already done all the adjustments, I am on bare necessities right now and I still don't have enough, then you definitely have to think of earning more. So what can you do to earn more? There's always something that you can do. And really, sometimes it's about sitting down and asking yourself, what can I do? What can I do? What skill do I have? What knowledge do I have that I can monetize? What extra time do I have that I can put to do some work, right? At a time, everything was limited to what work you could find in your local environment, right? Because it was all physical, face-to-face, But now, people are getting jobs online. So you can also explore that. You have some extra time. Can you do something remotely in addition to your normal job? Can you start a side hustle? Can you sell something? There are different things. Some people have brilliant ideas that if they just try to do something, as in take it from idea to actually make it happen, right? You'll find that there's so much that can flow to you in the form of money when you start giving value through that idea, right? Because you exchange value, you get money, right? In a number of occasions, not always that you get money for value that you exchange, but really you have to find what else you can do to earn money. So increase your inflow, right? Reduce your outflow, and then invest. You need everything working for you. So there's a place where you need everything working for you. So there's a place where you need to actually get your money to work for you as well. So while you're spending your time to get money, you also have to get your money to work for you. So investments. And this is why they say everybody needs to have, what they call those people that do investments.
Investment managers.
Investment managers or something, you have to have one of them as a friend. Somebody that can tell you, oh, put your money here, put your money there. Reliable sources, or not the one that you carry your little money and then it will be gone with the wind.
You do MMM. Those that know.
You're
going to do MMM with your money.
Yeah, so you have to. And there's the part where for everybody, whether you're single or you're married, there's the part where you have to just be confident in yourself. There's something that self-confidence does, right? Or self-esteem does that helps you even in managing money. Because if somebody comes to you and says, you need a Ashwebi for this event, if you are trying to feel among, or you want to seem like everybody else who it seems they can afford it, then you carry your small money and go and buy the Ashwebi. But there's a way that you will be self-confident enough to say, I don't do Ashwebi. It's not on the budget. I will wear a color that works and I will show up at the wedding. Do you understand? And you are confident in yourself to make some of those decisions. Everybody says, oh, we're going here for this. And when you go to that place, everybody has to pay a certain amount. And you know that if you do that 1, 2, 3 times, you have nothing to invest, or you won't be able to meet some other needs. So what do? If you're confident enough, you'll be able to say, no, I'm not doing that. You know? So it's really important. Some people say, no, but isn't that, some people look at self-confidence as if it's something wrong. And, when the Bible says, don't think of yourself more highly than you ought. It didn't say don't think of yourself highly. Just don't do it more.
Don't do it more. Right.
So, yeah.
I was going to add something to just what you said, which is looking at it from the perspective that in these times, when it comes to expenses, people have to learn to activate the power of no. Now, so activate the power of no to say no is not a very bad thing.
Yes.
No, it's not. Right? In these times, you have to learn the power of no, so that when you do say yes, in fact, with my children sometimes, when they ask for something, my first response is no. Do you understand? So, like Mr. No, I think there's a movie like that, Mr. No. But my first response is no. When there's now sufficient evidence to say, okay, this position should change, then I can adjust.
Yeah.
But let the first one be no, we are not doing it.
Yeah.
Then you adjust along the way.
And that doesn't even stop with children.
No, I use my children as an example.
As in, I'm just saying, it has to go beyond the scope of children, because there are some people who don't know how to say no when requests come from outside. You haven't finished taking care of the needs of your family, and you are financing external requests. How? See
this external request now. Victor says that this Ashwebi in 2024 is people's house rent. Some people's friendship have ended because the person refused to buy Ashwebi. Refused to buy Ashwebi. The thing has ended, but that buttresses your point.
Yes. So you have to be able to say, this is what, and that's why budgeting helps, because you are able to establish, this is what my family needs. How much do we now have left that we can spare to other people who may come to us? Because really, everybody should be taking responsibility for their lives. Now, if someone is now in need, the fact that you did not plan should not now come and scatter my own plan or my own arrangement for myself. So please, people should be able to say, I can help at this time, or I cannot help at this time, or I can help but not to the extent that you want me to. So someone comes and asks you for 100K. It's not by force that you have to give the person 100K. You may be able to give something but not 100K. Give what you can according to your plan. But planning is really, really important at this point. If not, you just go and be, they asked for, you give. They asked for, you give. They asked for, you give. Then you now wake up and you're like, rent is due and I don't have enough. Then you now have to start asking other people. So if you don't plan well, you will help others, and then you will now join the bandwagon of those who are considered to be, in quotes, irresponsible. Apart from the emergencies that show up that people didn't plan for, even though you should have an emergency fund and stuff. But
there's one of our mentors, my mentors used to say, he used to talk about the principle of wise planning. And I think in these times, single or married, it comes in very critical. Wise planning. And he used to say Dr. Tony Rapu, he would say that God will not finance
your
excesses, and he will not fund your confusion. So do you understand? He will not finance your excesses and he will not fund your confusion. So it means that some of the prayers that you are praying, you need to check, are they excesses? Are they confusion? God is not going to answer those ones, no matter how many night vigil you do. So those are things that we need to pay attention to. As we begin to tie, there's a point you wanted to make. As we begin to tie this
something else I would like to say: single or married, you have to be able to communicate clearly. And communicating clearly here includes...
Remove ambiguity.
Includes, this is who I am. This is what I have. This is what I can afford. And as a result of that, this is how I choose to live.
Okay, back it up again. Number 1.
This is who I am.
Number 2.
This is what I have.
Number
This is what
3.
I can afford. And as a result, this is how I choose to live.
That's like the recipe.
Do you understand?
For inflation.
For thriving in inflation.
Yes, for thriving in inflation.
Because really, you have to be able to, as a breadwinner of your family, you have to be able to tell all the other people in the house or the people that are depending on you, this is what we have. And for that reason, for this season, we can't do this or that. We can't go here or there.
Here.
But to still enjoy life, we will do this other level. Or we may not be able to travel to 5 countries this summer, but we can
do this.
We can do this. You find an alternative that still meets the need
The
without
need.
spending all that money and coming back broke.
So that brings it down to this place where if your size no reach, change your style. Because so it means that you can still do the same recreation because the need is recreation.
Yeah.
The style is I want to do it this way or that way.
Yeah.
So
the need
find
is
the
wedding.
way. The need is wedding.
The style is somebody will say I want to do what do you call that, destination wedding.
Destination wedding. No, I want to do. Hey, where's this one? They told me to this today. Chivido. I want to do Chivido levels. In fact, I want to
but
do.
wedding is wedding, and if you look at it in Nigeria, you can get married with 5 to 10 people. As in that's the minimum. You can actually accomplish a wedding with 5 to 10 people, depending on whether it's a church wedding, traditional wedding, or court wedding, you know? And the location, where you're going to do it. You can actually decide as well, such that everything is at the rate that you can afford.
Yes.
Right?
At the rate that you can afford. See, this thing you are saying, Babi, I'm sorry, I just need to, because I need you to, we need to land here and land it hot. There are many needs. In fact, sometimes when people are asking, if you're asking, people that ask us, if you're asking me, trust that there are 10 other people that are asking me. Do you understand? So when I say activate the power of no, I know what I'm talking about. And I think that's the same thing with the fact that the moment you tell people in the village that you have a job, you have activated something. And it's not supposed to be a bad thing, but it's our culture, it is the way it is. The list is usually very long. And that buttresses what Victor is saying. Victor said, he says, my most frequently given response this year has been, I'm sorry, I don't have to give.
You have to add
what is put saying that I don't have to give.
You know,
I have to live first.
Exactly.
Yes, I have to live.
I have to live.
I have to live
I don't
first.
have to. You know, because you know the funny part is that the day you tell somebody, I don't have, the person that's been asking and you've been giving. I was so shocked the day I told somebody, I don't have. I didn't add to give. And you know what this person asked me? Was like, what happened this time now? Didn't you plan well? As in the person asking me.
That doesn't have to give.
Didn't I plan well?
Meanwhile, the person is the one asking. So as in, the person doesn't have the responsibility to plan well so that the person doesn't have to beg. But you that is giving,
yes,
you
I should have planned it well so that I'll have to continue to give. So really, it's something that everybody has to just the best thing to do is just plan your life. Plan it so that you take care of yourself. Plan it so that you're not a burden to other people. You're not a burden to your family members. You're not a burden to your friends. Because there's a way that you ask, they'll start withdrawing, and before you know it, you're alone. Because each time you call, it's a need.
Why are you dodging my call?
Yeah. Why is it that each time you call, it's a need? You know, there's some people that once you see the phone ringing, it's like, oh, what do they want to ask for now? And you're beginning to think, how do I get out of this request? And some of the requests are so unreasonable. So everybody, please plan. From single to married, plan. Single person, don't allow somebody come to you and in the name of love drain you of all your resources,
drain you
and leave you begging. You can't advance your life. You are managing yourself in one small apartment very far from your work location, but you are managing yourself and you're planning and you're saving towards moving somewhere nearer. And then somebody comes in the name of love and collects your savings to go and buy wig.
Try. That one touch.
And then you continue to live in that faraway place. Meanwhile, you could have improved your quality of life by saying no.
Baby, you're dropping things, because what you just said now reminded me of that time we were going out back then. Because people think that it's just this generation that things are hard. Things has been hard. I remember that time we were going out, and the brother was a promising
young man.
Promising young man. I was a promising young man then, and we moved from friendship, you know, into a promising relationship, you know. And I would remember the time that when she says she wants to go and make her hair, my chest will start beating, because I'm wondering, this one, I know we were friends, when we were friends, just regular friends, if she wants to go and make her hair, it don't concern me. Her mama go give her more. But now that I've now asked her out, she says she wants to go and make her hair, my chest will be beating. That am I the one now that has to produce money?
But I didn't put that burden on you.
No, I'm trying to say my reality then. It's still the same reality that guys have now. But at that time she will, you know, she was productive.
I was hustling. I was making cakes.
She was doing cakes. So when she wants to go and make her hair, she will go and make her hair. By the time she will just mention it to, by the time I come back and I see, she has made her hair. Is when she has used her money to make her hair. You don't now comment that hair. A special thunder fire. Just better don't let the thunder fire. Because if she has done the money, you on your own must spend. Since you don't have financial currency, you must spend emotional currency to commend the hair. Do you understand? Guys, I'm giving you, so guys, this is it. If you don't have financial currency, make sure that you have raised your emotional game. Your emotional currency, your emotional bank account is loaded, so that you can know how to provide what money can buy. But my point is that we have all been in different difficult seasons.
I mean, our dates used to be walks, a lot of walks. Our dates used to be sitting down in Millennium Park. Our dates used to be hanging out in church a little longer after service. Because because we couldn't afford to be going to KFC. There was no KFC then. Mr. Biggs and all those other places.
We just say in church, there's AC.
Yes.
Because the church AC.
At least the place is still cool after service.
Cool, yes,
or you sit on the steps. On the way out. So just find a place and sit down. The important thing is that you are sitting down. What is the aim and objective? Is the aim and objective to eat food, or is it to get to know the other person? If it is to get to know the other person, why does there have to be food? Why does it have to be drink? Why do you have to be in an expensive place? You can take a walk and get to know the person, you know? You can go home and sit down in your parents' house and gist.
Well, maybe interestingly,
time's up.
It's 1 hour.
Yes, it's like
and we have to go.
Yeah, I think at some point later we will still need to get back to this issue, because I know singles are really concerned about how do I get married in this day and age.
There was something happened this week. A guy met me in church and spoke about how, you know, they want to get married and they no get loud finances. Do you understand? And guess what? I told him, my brother, how much do you have? The thing there is this. There is court wedding. Recognized by the Federal Republic of Nigeria and other republics in the world. Do court wedding. When you do court wedding, go to your church. As in, I told him, this is our church. Do the court wedding, come to the church, come and do church blessing. Church blessing, you don't need to do reception and all of those things for 150 people. I say, in fact, we have a small space where you can come to church and they will do a church blessing after you have done the court wedding. And I said, in fact, it can take 100 people. The guy says 20 people thinking. I say even better. 20, because you know these days people want to do loud wedding, 1,000 people, 1,000 hall. I say 20 people. Guess what? After that ceremony, they will still be very married. If you are not convinced of their marriage, come back 9 months later when the Lord has blessed them. What am I saying? This life, you know, I posted something on my status this week. I see sometimes this generation makes life look like it has to always be complex. But in complexities are an amalgamation of simplicities. It means that the things that we call complex, by the time you look at them at their unit or molecular level, they are just a combination of simple things. So let's get down to the simple things. Even in relationship, keep it simple. If you know hard for you like that. Final words.
Final words. Inflation is real, right? You can't say it's not there. It's there. We know. Are we going to sink? No. Should we give up? No. Should we put our lives on hold or on pause and not continue to progress? No. We can thrive in spite of the inflation. So, one thing everybody needs to know is trust in the Lord, right? He's the one who gives us power to get wealth. He's the one who gives us ideas. He's the one who gives us strength. He's the one who helps us. So trust in the Lord. Let him help you, right? And then lean on wise counsel that you get from people that have gone ahead of you, from people that are thriving. When you see somebody doing well in this economy, ask, how did you, what are you doing? Can you show me the way? Don't go and ask a Yahoo boy. So yeah, so those are my final words. We can thrive in this economy.
Henry, can you give us your final word? Let's close with you because we've been trying to get you on stage.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Um, I have my favorite word in this economy. This economy has shown us shading. So what I do say is choose your choice your choose. Some people don't
Choice
have
your
that
choose.
sense of yeah, choose your choice your choose. In such a ways, some this our generation has become so adaptive to they want that sense of entitlement. They are feeling that sense of entitlement that okay, before you ask somebody out, you must be ready to take them to suya spot. You must be able to meet in. Okay, fine. You don't want us to meet in the house. Now it has become shawarma spot. It has become yapoyo. It has become one of the most expensive food in Lekki. How much is the guy earning? 100K, 50K, and from there he has his mother in the village. He has his ancestors. He's paying rent. He has to do all those things. Now what we as a guy is you have to choose the best place. You have to make your decisions. That is why I say choose your choice. That applies to the
Thank you
person.
for.
Choice your choice. It applies to circumstances. And that is why I said
Yeah.
choose your choice your choose. Both person and
Thank you.
circumstances. Because one thing for
Thank you, Henry. We have to
fantastic.
go.
Choose your choice your choose.
Yes, we have to go, Henry.
All
I'm
right.
I'm so sorry. Today I took over the show, and I know if the anchor was there, if she was not the guest, she would have pursued us since. But I took over the show, and I'm sorry that we just took a little more time. But like she said, we really need to come back to this conversation because it is touching people. And someone put up something that you can use. He said he has this app that tracks everything that he spends
Wow.
in a month. But I don't know if he puts maybe you can put in the comment section. You can after the show you can
Yeah.
put in the comment section and let people see that that's the app that can track every expense, so that he said even when he's giving his wife money for market or they are giving small this, it tracks everything, so you know where your money is going, which is a point that you made.
Yeah.
You know where your money is going. So as we round up the show, how do you used to close your show, I beg?
Remember, common sense is not so common.
Okay, it's true. Remember that common
Common
sense
sense
is
is not
not
so
so
common.
common. So apply it. You might be shocked. You become a star from simple sense. Thank you.